Hey guys, how's it going? A little bit of, I don't know, it's exciting news, I guess. I had a nice long talk with my wife and my mother, and just had a nice talk with them about some things that I've been going through and some demons that I've been facing. And well, before I get into that, I guess, like I said, I'm going to take you on this journey of recovery that isn't really shown to people. Learning how to deal with pain while in recovery, and learning how to deal with stress while in recovery. Right now, I had to lay down for a few hours earlier because I had a smashing migraine, and it's all coming from my neck and my shoulder. Thankfully, tomorrow afternoon, I go for x-rays for my cervical spine and my shoulder. So we'll see what happens and what comes out of that. It takes a couple of weeks to get the results from that back. Um, but on a better note, uh, my mood is better today. Aside from being a little cranky from being in the pain, um, my mood has been pretty good today. But after speaking with my mother and my wife, I've decided that it's time to stop the charade. It's time to stop being someone I'm not. Um, I'm not, for 25 years now, I've had to puff up my chest and, be the tough guy, the rock, the guy that fought everybody's battles, the guy that, put cringed his face up to be tough and intimidate people. And I just, I guess I'm tired of it. And I've been tired of it since I started it. It kind of came with the territory. Um, you know, it, it it started with me at a young age because of the way I grew up in the neighborhood I grew up in, and it wasn't like the ghetto or nothing, but growing up in the '80s, um, you fought. Where I'm from, you fought, um, and many times adults would play referee while kids fought, um, and it's just the way it was. Thank God it's not like that anymore. But that's the way it was then. And the time that I grew up in, and the area I grew up in, um, if a man was to show anything other than being strong and hard, he was showing weakness. Now, my father always said that everybody has a feminine side and a masculine side. And that's why I grew up with my father telling me that it's okay for men to cry. And I have always believed that. I've taught my children that. But my father still had a hard exterior as well. And I love that man. However, it was the time that he grew up in. Times were different. And for the last 25 years, I have monitored the way I walk, the way I move my hands, the face gestures I make, anything that could show any sign of weakness. Um, I was always afraid of what people would think of me. Would people think I was too feminine? Would people think that I was gay? Um, and again, I have no problem with how people choose their lives. I have no problem with people being gay or transgender or whatever the case is. I am not. And growing up in the '80s and '90s, that was a real fear. Was to be labeled that way, because it was a much smaller minority than it is now. So it was a very big fear, and that kind of stuck with me. And then it kind of grew into when I met my wife, I didn't want to let my tough guy persona down because I was afraid that she wouldn't be attracted to me, to who I am. Um, Turns out she is. Um, she loves me for me. And that, when you find that, hold on to it. Like hold on to it strong, run with it, right? I mean, take it with you wherever you go. Um, Now, this is the first time that I have even acted like this. Um, in any way, shape, or form on a public platform or anything like that. And what I mean by that is not trying to show any kind of tough gestures, right? Not worrying really what people think of me. Um, and I may lose some friends, you know, because people have a certain expectation of me, and that's okay. If if uh, if I lose friends, I lose friends. It's what it is. I'm in this to be happy for me, for my wife, for my son, for my mother, for the people who matter. And I think I know who my real friends are. I think I know the ones that won't drop me, won't walk away from me. But there's always that fear in the back of your head. Um, but we'll see. So this is who I am. I'm a soft person. I'm a big teddy bear. I accept people for who they are, what they choose to do. Do I still have opinions? Of course. Of course I do. Everybody does. But I'm not that tough guy anymore. I have no interest. And I am so thankful for the fact that my wife and my mother have accepted the fact and completely understand the fact that I don't want to be that person anymore. They still know. They know without a shadow of a doubt that if someone was to break into my home, the old me would come out and do whatever it took to protect my family. But aside from that, this is me. This is me. This makes me smile. I feel good about this. Okay? And I don't care who knows, and I want everyone to know. So, that in part is why I have decided that I am going to do a documentary series on my life. Because I think that my story can help a lot of people. So, if you follow me on here, or if you plan to follow me on here, keep an eye on YouTube for Impact Factory Worldwide, and you're gonna find some of the same content that you find on here. Only you're going to find a mini documentary series about my life from a child to today. Okay, some of it might be some reenactments. Some of it will be old pictures, and a lot of it will be narrative of what I've been through, what I've put people through, and the struggles I've faced and the struggles I've forced. So I hope you all follow along, and like always, much love, guys.